28% of men under the age of 30 are virgins. Hold on, you didn't hear the word I said, virgins. And you're sitting there talking about life partners. Dudes are getting nothing. No matter how I feel inside, I'm responsible for my behavior outside. And the way I'm able to differentiate the two is by observing my feelings rather than thinking that I am my feelings. Make sense?
And now the DHS is really going to come after me.
There we go.
Date on your level. Tell that to the 80% of women who want the top 5% of men.
And men want the top
That's
1%
not
of
true.
beautiful women. Men want youth and beauty.
Sure.
They all want the girl that doesn't have to wear makeup and that she's just naturally beautiful and that she's just all these submissive and perfect. Men want that too. They can't have it. They can't get it. But they all want that 1% too. This narrative that women are the ones that only have these specific preferences.
They always get married.
They always get married.
Who?
Isn't that called settling?
Okay, ready? There was an author. She did a survey. I think I sent you this, and they asked men, this large group of men, if you got 80% of everything you wanted in a partner, would you be happy? Would you think that was fantastic? And the vast majority of men were like 80%. Fuck yeah, that's incredible. Then they asked a large group of women, if you got 80% of what you wanted in your partner, would you be happy? And the vast majority of women said no. 80%, that's fucking settling. That's one survey. Let's look at another survey. Let's look at the 40 million people that are on dating apps. Those women find 80% of the men on those dating apps to be below average attractiveness.
You don't know a person on
unattractive.
That has nothing to do with nothing because you're on a dating app. You don't know that person. You don't know that person.
Physical attractiveness.
I know, but you don't know that person.
It doesn't matter, but you can still rate them on physical attractiveness.
80%.
You can still rate someone on physical attractiveness even if you don't know them.
Unattractive.
But you're not giving someone a chance.
No. You're making my point for me. You're making my point for me.
What I'm saying to you is, you're saying that the girls are not going to give the men a chance because they don't find them attractive.
No. What I'm saying is you said before that men and women are the same and that they only want to date the top 5%, and that is not true. The top 10% of men on dating apps get 63% of right swipes. The top 43% of women get the top 63% of right swipes. The top 40% of men get 96% of right swipes on dating apps. It is so skewed towards the top 4.5% of men on dating apps for men, but for women, it's the top 45% of women. It's not even close. 55% of the time men swipe right. 5% of the time women swipe right. Women are pickier.
Right mean?
Swipe right on dating apps.
Or men are just desperate.
Oh, no, but men are, I agree, men are desperate and women are picky. But my point is, her point was that we saw it the same, and it's not true. Men are happy with an 80% solution, and women find an 80% solution to be settling. That's the issue we're saying. And 70 to 80 divorces are initiated by?
Oh, God.
Women.
Women.
Men can't just go around doing whatever the they want to do and acting however they want to act and be unhealed and think I make fire and that the women are going to stay forever.
Agreed.
And stick through it.
So what we should do is an experiment where we remove men. What we should look at is lesbian couples and we should look at gay couples. And if what you're saying is true and the problem's actually men, gay couples should get divorced at a higher rate than lesbian couples.
No one said the problem is men. I'm just saying that this whole narrative
How is
that only
you just said the problem is men.
The men that get divorced with the men that get divorced with most of the time are ignoring the woman that's pleading with them to change or to level up in some way.
If what you're saying is true, then if we looked at gay marriages and lesbian marriages, what we should find, because men are this problem, is that men should get divorced at a higher rate than women do. And what we find is it's 3.5 to 1 lesbian couples get divorced more than gay couples.
Do you know what a U-Haul lesbian is?
No, but
Do you not? You guys don't know that term? Girls fall in love super quickly.
Sure.
And they get a U-Haul, and within the third date, they've moved in together, and they want to get married within a month because girls fall in love. That's why the divorce rate with women in lesbian couples are so high.
It could be that, or it could be that, or it could be that women just have a proclivity to get tired of a relationship easier than men do.
Oh, good Lord.
Is that not a possibility?
That doesn't make zero sense. Girls want so badly to have their forever partner.
And then so badly to leave their forever partner.
Why would we want to start all over?
None of us want to leave.
Why would we want
that's
to?
Why.
Do you hear it's mind-boggling and it hurts. My brain hurts. Why would we want to have someone that we start a life with and then have to end it all to start all over again.
Because it was only 80% of what you
only
wanted.
80% of what you wanted, and you guys grew apart. That's
no
why.
one wants to leave. No one just
agreed,
wants to put the work in to make it not be boring.
Nobody wants to file an
That's the problem.
Nobody wants to file an insurance claim for their house that burned down. I agree, but
I said something important, but it's okay.
Say it.
I don't remember.
No. It's because it's about.
she's been smoking.
No, it's about doing the work, right? Yeah. Doing the work. Yes.
And that's the biggest thing. That is why so many women end up with narcissists, and they stay too long and they do things that they shouldn't do, because we have this hope. Like, women have hope, and we have faith, and we have all of these things. This is what inherently we carry with us. Like, that's what the Creator gave to us. That's our.
I love all of your anecdotal experience, but like there's there's millions of studies that show this. Like twice the number of men under the age of 30 are single than women.
But I'm serious. So you have to understand that then that comes to maybe there should be some light shed on the fact that men don't do a lot of like internal work. So
if you and I get married and you're 25 years old and I'm 25 years old, and in 5 years we're both 30 years old, but I'm 37 years old because literally I've grown and I've matured and I've healed and I've
you think 80% of marriages are ending because of this?
I think that a majority of men don't think that therapy or reading a book about inner work or healing is important to them.
And
I think that when they
marriages end
separate,
because the hard
tell you
talks
why.
weren't talked before they got married.
I can tell you exactly.
Go ahead, Rollo.
Because men and women don't process emotions the same way because we don't have the same hardware.
Exactly. So because
End
you
of
are
story.
wanting to marry a woman and you want to be with a woman and you know that that's what comes with being in a relationship, longevity, you want the forever. That means, okay, well, if I know that women are emotional creatures and she's going to want to grow and she's going to expect me to grow with her, and that way we don't grow apart and get divorced, I'm going to have to do that work.
How about this? Why don't you do the work for me? Because I don't process emotions the same way that you process them.
Okay, question.
Well,
So-
it's like what's the priority?
Well, here's my thing.
Why is
not your mom.
Why is that the
Rolla.
Go ahead.
How do most men want women to help them with those problems?
Oh, no. You're misunderstanding.
No.
6 out of 1,000 women even want to get married. You guys are totally off base here. Women are not choosing men at all. The vast majority of
wants to
women,
get married
the
anymore?
vast majority of women are not attracted to the vast majority of men. That's what's going on. 63% of men under the age of 30 are single. 28% of men under the age of 30 are virgins. Hold on. You didn't hear the word I said. Virgins. And you're sitting there talking about life partners. Dudes are getting nothing. That's what I'm saying.
You guys keep saying you want virgins. Why would girls start having sex with you if you keep saying you want virgins? Where are these women that you're going to have sex with if all the women that you want are needing a low to no body count? Make it make sense.
That's because that plays very well on red meat podcasts.
Yeah, we've never said that. You had brought that up to us, and I was like, I've never said that.
I am so fine with that.
Yeah, I've never said anything like what you said.
You got to understand, and I'm going to say this to everyone in the room that wasn't here. I am traumatized by the Fresh and Fit collaboration that they did last time, because I don't operate from a place like that where you tell people that you have a low body count, so you're worthy, or you have a high body count, so you're a piece of shit. No one wants to hear what you have to say. I don't treat people that way, and I'm traumatized
hold
now.
that thought. I got a Jamie Lynn.
Yeah,
thing.
by the way, I totally agree with you. But if you do have a high body count, I'm less likely to want to marry you. That's the difference.
Let me
But I will be your friend.
But you want to have whatever kind of sex you want to have.
And I will definitely have you on my fucking podcast. That's the difference.
Let me clarify one more thing here really quickly. Men and women are different.
Yes.
Fundamentally, mechanically, biochemically, down to the cellular level, different. So the way that my brain architecture is wired is not the same way that yours are.
Yes.
The best thing about that is that when you take a man and a woman, we are better together than we are apart.
Yes.
You put them together, they are natural, innate, evolved complements to one another. The problem is that you're trying to tell men, you need to be more like a woman to be acceptable to me. The problem with that is not doing the work or going to therapy or learning emotional intelligence, whatever the that is. What it is it's not understanding that I'm not going to cry at the end of Titanic, and because I
don't want you to cry.
because I don't doesn't mean I'm emotionally stunted for not doing that. Okay, and just because you didn't cry at the end of Saving Private Ryan does not necessarily mean
cry.
that you
shit
are
was
emotionally
traumatic.
stunted.
That was very
But you get what I'm saying.
It was one of my favorite
we
movies.
fundamentally
we
lack the hardware. So when women say, "Oh, men are going to therapy," it would be so nice if they just did that. The problem is you come back to the same thing we were just talking about a moment ago, where men have been told to get in touch with their emotions, become more, express themselves, get
You
in
don't
touch
have
with
to
their
do that.
feminine
Men
side.
don't have to do that in a feminine way.
Exactly.
They don't, but we're told that if we don't, we're retarded, or we're like in some way like I
three
meant
times.
that in a clinical sense. Go ahead, John.
Is it hard for women to withhold their emotions or for men to display their emotions?
It's harder for men to express their emotions. 100%. I think a woman can hold back for a long time, which is why most women even get into relationships and stay in relationships where men are not good to them. They hold back instead of just up and leaving.
And how?
But a man has some hard ass time for some reason saying, "Hey, you wearing that bothers me."
I think it
Don't know
depends
why.
on how stubborn the person is.
I disagree that most relationships are ending because men are worse. I disagree with that. I'm sorry, I just don't agree. I talk to these men, and it's like women are leaving them because the guy's wearing a
You don't
raincoat.
date men.
Okay,
Right.
then that's fine.
You have absolutely-
but here's the thing.
Knocking it out of the park
But here's the
today.
problem.
Come
Here's the
sit
problem.
by me.
I do date
She's
women,
just-
but here's the issue. Here's the issue. When you ask these women, because they're surveyed on why they get a divorce, and it's not because of what she's saying. It isn't. So that's the reason why I'm saying this. It's like when you guys say this. Here's the other thing. I'm just going to point this out. You guys are attractive. You can get a type of man that a lot of other people can't. You can attract the boy that other people, they come after you. Well, again, if you're an attractive woman, more boys are going to come after you. And it's not a few more, it's a lot more. And so your experience might be different from the average woman who lives in Wichita. And by the way, the average woman in the United States is about 168
Whoa,
pounds.
why we gotta talk
I'm
about
from Wichita.
Wichita?
I live in Wichita too. St. Francis Street in downtown. That's where I used to live. Now, my point is the average woman is 168 pounds. She's not dealing with this. The majority of the time, this is not what's going on. That woman doesn't attract the same number of men or the type of men that you guys do. And I agree that your experience may be different. Jesse, your experience is totally different.